Yes, it's me again. Well, I decided that it's good that you should all get to know a bit more about me. I'd like to tell you some interesting stories about my life. I mean, when I was a lot younger, I just passed my driving test for the first time. I think I was about 17 years old, and my friend at the time, who I became my friend at my last school that I went for 1 year, he said to me that I want to come along with him and two of his his cousin and his friend, on a trip to Prague by car. His friend had a Triumph VTEC convertible 2 litre, and I said, yeah, that'd be great. So I got my passport, but he said that don't bring a suitcase because we got to travel light. Bring a minimum of stuff with you, so just a bag with my few change of clothes and some shaving gear and toothpaste and toothbrush and things like that. That's all we were allowed to bring along, and a few changes of clothes, and that was it. So that we could fit them all in a boot, because this Triumph VTEC didn't have a massive boot, and four lads in it. But yeah, we got all the stuff in, and off we headed on the day to get to Dover, to take the ferry across to France, to Calais. But when we got down there, the ferries are all full, and we couldn't get a ferry that day, so they suggested we try Folkestone. So we drove down to Folkestone, and we just missed the last ferry there. So I think, as I remember it, we had to sleep in the car till the morning, and then catch the first ferry. But that was going to, I think it was Zeebrugge in Belgium. So I thought, well, okay, we'll take that one. So we got on that one, and we took the ferry across to Zeebrugge, and we then drove along the Autobahn to try and get through to Germany. But somehow we took a wrong turning, and we ended up in Brussels. And we were going round this roundabout, trying to find the way to the Autobahn. And as we went round the second time, there was a police car there, a Belgian police car, and his lights came on, and so we pulled over. And they got out, and when they realised we were English, but one of our lads could speak French, and so was able to talk to them, because they could speak French, luckily, not Flemish. And he said, oh, no problem, we'll show you the way to the Autobahn, just follow us. So they went off, and we followed them, and eventually we saw the sign, and we tooted and waved at them, thank you, and off they went. And off we went. We found our way back on the Autobahn, and we got across the border into Germany, and we stopped at Cologne and Frankfurt. I think the first stop was, I can't remember which way round it was now, but anyway, we stayed in the first night in one of them, and the second night in the second place. And then the third day, as it were, we crossed the border into what was then part of the Soviet Union, into Czechoslovakia, as it was then. It's now 2 countries. And as we got to the border, we had to go through those huge fences and minefields and controlled towers and machine guns that were designed to stop us Westerners getting into the paradise of the Eastern Bloc. At least that's what they liked to think. And it was quite funny when they looked at my passport, and the guy looked at my passport, and yes, these people look really friendly. These German guys as well, I think. And anyway, one of the things that they were offering at the time was to double the normal exchange rate, encourage people to come and become tourists in the Eastern Bloc. So we had to change money at the border, but we all knew by then that we could get the double exchange rate on the black market. So we just changed the minimum amount of money, I think I changed about £50 into Czech money, and I think the others didn't change much more, because we booked in to stay in a youth hostel just outside Prague, just on the suburbs of Prague, not far from the city. And so we arrived found our way to the youth hostel, and then we unloaded threw our bags onto the beds basically, and I turned the tap on because we'd have a cup of tea. Well, this brown muddy liquid came out the tap. Oh, welcome to the East. But after a while, it cleared, and the clear water was running out, so we were able to fill the kettle up. There's the kettle in there, luckily. And we boiled the kettle and we made some tea, because I think somebody bought some tea bags. That was something I didn't think about. But anyway, yeah. So we made cups of tea, and then we decided to head off to Prague, the city centre, and have a look round. So we got in a car and we drove down to Prague, found a place to park, and there we were in the middle of the square in the middle of Prague, and there's a lot of people about. Then as I was looking around, I saw this guy on the far end, at opposite end of the square where we were, and he was wearing jeans and sneakers, and he had blonde hair, and I thought, you know what, I said to my friends, I bet he's an American. And they said, no. I said, oh, yeah, I'm sure he's American, he looks American. I'm going to go and find out. So I rushed across. I left them there behind, the other three, and I went over, and sure enough, he was an American. So when they saw that I was talking to him, they all came over. And anyway, he said to us, well, how long are you guys in Prague, Because he was telling us how bad it was there. Because it was 2 years after the Russians sent the tanks in to, stop the Czech people from getting the same freedoms that the Hungarians tried to get in the 1950s, 1956 uprising. And of course they did the same thing, they sent the tanks in to put it down, because people weren't allowed to have freedom in the communist East at that time. It was all, their puppet communist governments, and all the press and TV and radio all owned by them. A bit like UK nowadays, actually, and America. But in those days, we had free press and free radio, and the BBC was the bastion of the truth, unlike today, where it's just stenographers that basically read out the propaganda they're given. And we no longer get news on our mainstream media anymore. And in America, it's just the same. But in those days, it was a bit different here in the West. But anyway, we were chatting with him, and he said to us, how long you were here in Prague? And we said, because he said all the clubs are closed down, and it's really dead here, and there's nothing going on. And we said 12 days. He said, oh my God, really? Oh, God. And I thought, oh, is it really that bad? Actually, it wasn't, because we had a really good time, because we did find places to go, and the food was good, and also, of course, we went there. The reason we went there in the first place is because my friend who asked me to go with him had a pen pal in Prague, a young 15-year-old boy he was writing to, and getting letters backwards and forwards. And of course, we went to meet him. I don't know what it was. Might be the next day or something. We went to meet the family, and so we met him, and so he said, because he knew the area, so let's go down to this square where they, instead of having lager like everywhere else in most of Europe, like it was in Germany, you can actually drink these quite strong, dark, stout-like beer, a bit like Guinness. And we thought, oh, that sounds good. Because we liked having beer in them days, being youngsters as we were. So we went down there, and of course, what we did was, because there was 4 of us, and we took turns driving, and 3 of us could drive, 1 couldn't. The person who drove never drank any alcohol, because they got, in Eastern, well, most of Europe, even today, much stricter drink drive laws than we have in this country, in the UK. It's actually half the amount that gets you over the limit, so even 1 drink, you'll be over the limit, and you'll be in serious trouble, so the driver never drank. So that was how we've done it, and okay, anyway, where was I? Yeah, that's it. We we went to this square and went there quite regularly. Now, one of the nights we went there, because they had entertainment on there sometimes, and one of the nights there were some Russian folk dancers and singers and musicians. And, it was quite good. We enjoyed it. They had their traditional, women had their traditional costumes and dancing and music and stuff. And it was, after they finished the performance, this very attractive young Russian lady came over in her national costume and spoke to us in perfect English. And I don't know how she knew straight away in English, but she said, "Hello, how are you? Did you enjoy the show?" and all this. And we said, "Yes, it was very good, thank you. We enjoyed it." And then she spoke to the Czech boy who was with us, and she asked him in Czech, "Did you enjoy the show?" And he said something to her, and her face went, and she stormed off. And we said, "Uh-oh." We said to him, "What did you tell her?" And he said, I can't remember the exact words, but something like, "You are the occupiers of our country and you should go home." We said, "Time to leave, quick." Because we knew what it was like in that country, and we didn't want to be hanging around when the secret, the storm police come in, the secret police come in looking for him, because we'd have all been arrested probably. So we left in a hurry, and we just finished our beers and off we went. And we're going up this hill. That's, and in the distance we could see these military, police jeeps pulling up outside, and the armed police storming inside the place, obviously looking for this guy and the rest of us. But we'd always got, we'd gone far away, and of course we were too far away for them to sort of think it might have been us. So we carried on, because we were going back to pick up our car and then drive back to our youth hostel, and we said goodbye to this young Czech boy, as we did every evening, and he made his own way back home. Now, in those days, of course, everybody in Czechoslovakia had to carry an identity card. Of course, we also had to have our passports with us in case of any problems. But I'm not sure if we did always bother to carry it, but we were supposed to anyway. So anyway, we found out the next day that on his way home he got picked up by the Czech authorities. I think it might be the police. And he didn't have his identity card, so they took him into the police station. And being a young boy, he had to contact his dad, and his dad had to come along and identify him, and then they let him go. Of course, they had no idea that he was the boy that they were looking for that night, who had upset the Russians who were performing in that square. But it was quite a funny incident. This is just one of many, and I shall make some more videos to continue with the story, as it's getting quite long now. So thank you for listening. This video is just purely for your entertainment, to tell you some funny stories. So there's a lot more funny stories about what went on in Prague to come in the next video. So I will see you on that one soon. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this.